big win for Aspley at home, taking down the Hawks 112-36. The Hornets started strong, finishing up the first quarter with a 49-point lead over Tuggeranong, keeping the struggling side goalless. But the Hawks outplayed their opponents in the second quarter, booting 4 goals to Aspley's 3. But the Hornets set up a good lead and went into the break leading 69-26. Aspley came out of the break strong again and put plenty of pressure on the Hawks, only allowing them one major for the entire second half. Nathan Clark was potent up forward, booting 5 of Aspley's 16 goals, earning him a mention among the best. He was helped out on the scoreboard by James Nellis, who scored 3, while Matt Nickerson chipped in with 2 in his 50th game. Jason Satchell was the standout for the Hornets, tearing it up through the midfield. For the Hawks, Ben Cleaver was best, with Philip Lovett and Peter McGrath also playing well. Christopher Robinson was the only Hawk to boot more than 1 goal. He finished with 2. The loss puts Tuggeranong at the bottom of the Eastern Conference ladder. A close match at H&A Oval, with the NT Thunder coming from behind to take the win. There was just 3 points in it in the first quarter, with both sides kicking 5 goals. The Thunder had a good second stanza to hold a 21-point lead at half-time. Broadbeach came back to boot 7 in the third quarter, keeping the Thunder to 1 major and 1 behind.
Off the ground, Lux of Fortune. Josh Searle it is. Yes, he's got his second.
A sickening injury to the Territory's Matt Rosier spurred on his side, who fought from being down 17 at three-quarter time to claim a 27-point win. Both sides were accurate in front of goal, with Broadbeach's Mitchell Brewer and the Thunder's Darren Ewing scoring 5 goals each. Darren Stewart's efforts saw him stand out for the Cats, with Mitchell Brewer's in front of goals also impressive, while the standouts for the Thunder was Erin Wolseley-Black and Bradley Vassell. The Thunder will have time to recover with a week off before a big challenge against Southport, while Broadbeach face the in-form Belconnen in round 10. The Lions reserves have again sent a message to the rest of the NEAFL with a big win over UWS to remain the only undefeated team in the comp. The first quarter was tight, with the Giants lulled into a false sense of security, holding a small lead over the reigning premiers. The second quarter was a different story, with the Lions keeping the Giants goalless while booting 8 goals of their own. The third quarter saw both sides slot 3 6-pointers each, and the Lions ramped it up again in the fourth, scoring another 7 goals and allowing the Giants just 1. The Lions' effort in the midfield was outstanding, with Patrick Karnezis and Todd Banfield best. Aaron Cornelius also gets a mention for his game-high 8-goal haul, while for the Giants, Matthew Buntine was a standout, with Nathan Wilson and Sam Reid also putting in a good effort. It'll be a top-of-the-table clash for the Lions next week, taking on Southport, while the Giants face the Suns. The Hills Eagles have slipped a spot on the ladder after a 53-point loss to an in-form Belconnen outfit, while the Magpies have leapfrogged Queanbeyan to sit in second behind the Sydney Swans. Belconnen led at every break, extending the gap in each quarter. Hills Eagles were kept goalless in the third stanza, with the Magpies holding a 44-point lead going into the final quarter. Chris York was a force to be reckoned with up forward. He was too strong for his opponents, bagging 8 goals. Dominic Bunyan added 4, with Andrew Dess and Matthew Loken helping out with 2 each. For Hills Eagles, Jamie Vlatko was the top scorer. He booted 4, with Stephen Doyle, Damien Bonney and Mark Scouse all contributing 2. The Suns fielded its strongest NEAFL side this season, with 17 listed players available for the coaches, and they put on a clinic, racking up a big 79-point win over Morningside. The Suns kept the Panthers to just 1 goal for the entire first quarter, holding a 36-point lead at the main break, with an 8-goal haul in the final stanza sealing the deal. The Gold Coast played the full 4 quarters at full steam, never giving Morningside the chance to creep up on them. Jason Starcevich scored 3 majors for Morningside, with Kent Avey the only other Panther to register any goals. He managed 2. For the Gold Coast, Timmy Sumner scored 5, with Alex Sexton, Liam Patrick and Joshua Hall scoring 2 each. Nick Tomlinson was the best for Morningside, staying strong in defence in his 200th game, while Tim Nichols was a standout for the Suns. Morningside have a bye for round 10, while the Gold Coast face the UWS Giants. An upset win for Sydney Uni, putting an end to Ainsley's 3-game winning streak and hoisting the students up the ladder. Uni came out strong from the start, scoring 4 goals 2 to Ainsley's 2 goals 3 in the first quarter. A fantastic defensive effort kept the Tricolours from scoring again until after the main break. Uni held a 38-point lead at half-time. Ainsley didn't give up the fight though, with an even third quarter, but Sydney Uni surged ahead again in the last to take the lead out to 42 points. Thomas Elkington booted most of the Sydney side's goals, notching up 6 majors. Tim Barrett helped out with 4 in a standout performance. It was the midfielders scoring the goals for Ainsley, with Josh Bennett booting 3 and Marcus Crook slotting 2. Alex Birch also scoring 2 goals. Things don't get any easier for the Tricolours, who face the Eastern Conference leaders, Sydney Swans, while Sydney Uni will be hoping their confidence-boosting win will help them get the better of Eastlake. This was always going to be a tough match for the Tigers, who have been hit hard with injury, and as expected, the Sydney Swans claimed the win.
Directly in front, sail straight over the goal umpire's head.
Queanbeyan's leading forward, James Kavanagh, could be out for 6 weeks, with the Tigers missing him in front of goals. The Swans took advantage, scoring 12 majors in the first half, while keeping Queanbeyan goalless. They managed just 5 behinds. Jesse White had a day out for the Swans reserves. He booted a massive 10 goals.
Too far away. Transition over to Jesse White. He gets a banana kick, and that's a great goal.
Yaron Jaffa-Williams, Daniel Robinson and Jordan Weir all scored 2, with another 7 players scoring majors. In contrast, William Griggs was the only Tiger to score multiple goals. He managed 2, with Jared Atkinson, Matthew Little and Kane Stevens scoring 1 each. Matthew Little was the standout for Queanbeyan. Paul Frankie's 100th game for the club didn't give him the fairy tale he was after, with the Swans too strong. The score at the final siren, 23-13, 151 to 5-8-38.
Towards the number 31 for the Swannies. I think he's done a great job there. He has as Harrison Marsh.
Southport managed a strong win over Mount Gravatt, but the victory didn't come as easy as the scoreline may suggest. Mount Gravatt followed the coach's instructions and applied pressure across all zones. Mount Gravatt held an 8-point lead at the first break, and it was a 2-point game at half-time. Southport upped the ante after the break, scoring 4 goals while keeping the Vultures to 1 goal. But the win wasn't certain until the final stanza, when Southport booted 6 goals, again restricting Mount Gravatt. They scored 2 majors. For the Sharks, Wade Mills and Edward Mallon booted 3, while Cleve Hughes, Tyrone Alderson and Fraser Pope each slotted 2. The final score, 9-9-63 to 16-12, 108. Redland notched up their 3rd win of the season, taking down Labrador 8-5-53 to 29-19, 193. The Bombers held the lead from the start, leading 38-20 at quarter time. An 8-goal haul in the second quarter helped set up the match, with Redland going into the main break up 51 points. But that wasn't the biggest effort, with a massive 11 goals slotted in the fourth. The Bombers held Labrador to just 1 goal in each quarter of the second half. Labrador take on Aspley in round 10, with the Bombers hoping for another victory when they face the winless Mount Gravatt. In the Northern Conference, the Brisbane Lions remain on top of the table, still undefeated. Southport are 4 points behind in second, followed by Morningside, then the NT Thunder, Aspley and Gold Coast Suns. Redland are 7th, Broadbeach 8th, followed by Labrador and Mount Gravatt. Checking the Eastern ladder, and the Sydney Swans remain 1 game clear on top. Belconnen and Queanbeyan are 2nd and 3rd. Ainsley are sitting 4th, followed by UWS Giants and Eastlake. Sydney Uni have moved up into 7th. Hills Eagles are 8th, while Tuggeranong slip to the bottom. Round 10 action will see the UWS Giants take on the Gold Coast Suns. Belconnen are at home against Broadbeach. A big clash between Ainslie and the Sydney Swans. Tuggeranong face Hills Eagles, while Eastlake tackles Sydney Uni at Star Track Oval. Labrador will do battle with Aspley. Redland take on Mount Gravatt. And it's a top-of-the-table clash between Southport and Brisbane Lions. For more info, head to neafl.com.au, and to stay up to date with NEAFL fixtures, results and news, just download the NEAFL app from the App Store.